All right, hey Slim, how you doing?
I'm doing good, sir, and you?
It was good. It was an interesting match. We'll talk about it a little bit. But at the very end, walking to my car, a guy stopped me, telling me, "Hey, I'm a big fan of yours." It's like, wow, really? And then to find out, he thought I was George R. Martin. I did tell him I'm still working on the book, and it'll be out sometime soon. So
I was going to ask you when the next season of Game of Thrones is coming out.
that'd be good. We'll see what happens with that. Unless it's like the last season of the last one, and then it goes bad, and then I get blamed for
Yeah,
it. So,
yeah, no doubt.
there you go. I think it's the suspenders. That's really sweet. All right. So we had our second match. Saw you 2 weeks in a row. About to see you two times this next week. We had hosted Central Valley Fuego. Biggest thing with that is we had expected to see a friend, and I don't know
Yeah.
what happened. If you've got a team that has Jose Carrera Garcia and you do not play Jose Carrera Garcia, it's got to be injury or something. Because how do you not play Cap? Because he's been one of our biggest changes from last season to this season, as far as for one of the players I really noticed is gone, and he didn't even play this yesterday. So
Yeah, he controls so much in the midfield and helps create so much. So, yeah, I'm with you. If he didn't play, like, what are we missing, or is he injured? I don't know.
So just in general, broad strokes, broad painting, happy clouds here. What do you think about comparing from last week to this week?
I thought that we held it together a little better this week. Again, the first 5 minutes of the game was a little shaky, but we really got it going the first half until the whistle blew, and then second half. I rewatched the game, and I actually felt a little differently about the second half than I did leaving there. We controlled possession pretty well. We just did not create opportunities. It was all playing in the middle third of the field, and nothing in the final third. So.
Yeah, it was. We'll talk about the thing in the halves. I felt it was strange, feeling like even though it was a loss, I felt better about our team with the draw from last week. Obviously, not happy with giving away 3 points, but I did feel a little closer to what we're trying to get to. So we got to continue working through there. You and I got a chance to talk to Coach. We got him corralled there a little bit before he could escape. And so let's share how that went.
All right, this is Wolfman, Jeff, and Slim with Coach Ziggy. All right, Coach, last time it felt like we were more of attacking, more bite this time, which is ironic it felt more like we were going to score, especially in the first half. How did you feel about the team starting off that first half?
I thought the first half was fantastic. I mean, obviously we hit the post, we pushed one wide, could have been 2-0 up going into the half, and unfortunately we didn't take our chances. And I don't think that we came out in the second half with the same drive, and that's something that we'll talk about. But we were very, very good in the first half, getting into areas that were very dangerous, get behind their back line, turning them around, and again, unfortunate not to get the goal, but that's what this game's about, score more than the other team.
So is it possible to get the referees a manual that explains what a handball is? Do they have access to those?
That's a good question.
So do you think that impacted the team when there was such a clear call? Do you think that threw them off, or they're used to it?
No, I don't think so. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we'll never use the officials as the reason. I think we need to take accountability for our performance at the end of the day, and we were very, very good in the first half, and we were not good enough in the second. We conceded the goal, and even as we're pushing, the crowd's behind us, we weren't able to find the equalizer. So, those things are going to come. We're still very, very young within the season, and, we've got a long way to go. So I feel good about, how we've progressed, but we still need to start putting up points here at home.
Now, I know you had a lot more options in this match than you had last week. So are we going to have even more Wednesday? Or I know you're always thinking about this match, but you've got 2 quick matches in a row. Does that have anything to do with your selections?
You're trying to manage the group. Again, I'm still trying to figure out who's the best man in each role for what we're trying to accomplish. So, we got a chance to get a couple guys some more minutes, and I thought they came out and did extremely well. Guys coming off the bench, how they impact the game. Guys kind of starting off the second half. So there's a lot of things that go into it, but having the depth that we've put together, I'm quite pleased with that. And it will just be a matter of trying to find the right recipe for Birmingham on Wednesday.
All right, Slim, what do you got?
Tactically, I felt like in the first half, it's what I would have expected to see from the team. As we roll through the next 2 and 3 weeks, is that more of what we should expect to see as fans, being more dangerous, having more shots on goal, and possessing the ball a little more?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what we want to be. That's the brand we want. Now, can we sustain it for 90 minutes? That's going to be the question. And when we're able to bring in guys off the bench, are they able to uphold the level and take us beyond, And again, that comes with it, And so early on, as I'm quite honestly still trying to figure out some of the pieces that we have and some of the guys that I've worked with in the past, some of the guys I haven't worked with in the past, what they bring at certain moments of the game that can help us get to certain situations. So, it's all there. But again, I was pleased with the first half. I thought we were very good, and again, unfortunate not to get the goal. But again, ultimately, it's about scoring goals and more than the other team. And my heart feels for Chattanooga tonight on not getting the 3 points.
We look forward to Wednesday and look forward to being dangerous and hopefully coming home with the W and moving on in the Lamar Hunt Cup. So
be great.
Let's go.
All right, Wednesday, come and pack the house. We want to hear. I tell you what, it makes a big difference for the supporters when they hear us. Come on out Wednesday night, CHI Memorial, Lamar Open Cup.
All right. So again, showing promise. Things are looking up. He's still staying positive, but at the same time, one of the things I do really appreciate, he's not going to pass the buck on to the officials. Even though the officials were kind of frustrating, he's not going to do that. But it's going to be, I think it's interesting that he's going to still look at that regardless of that, we still need to get in there. And the point being, you can't expect to win a game if you don't score the goal. All you could expect, the best you could get is a draw. And that's the thing they're still working on. There were lots of improvements. I thought we created better chances this time. We had more attack, especially like in that first half, like you mentioned. But still, just got to get that finishing in through there. So that's been a bit of frustration. Now, I'm going to show you just a little bit here on just how the game went. When we look here at this, let me go to it here. So you're going to notice through here, first half, we only had the one yellow card against Nico. That's when I felt like a lot of things was going for us. We held possession a lot through the whole game. Actually, let me scroll down without making you sick. And you're going to see the possession was actually a little bit less than last week, but it felt like more. It's still close to 60%, but not over 60. But I think we did more with it, especially that first half. We also led in dual success rate. Even on interceptions, we didn't have any offsides. That's strange. We got actually one more corner than they did. Looking at distribution here, let me see if you're seeing all this. We just barely went over them on passing, long passes, pass accuracy. All these marks here, except for crossing accuracy, we were stronger than them, but still it was very even. But this is the difference here. Attack. They had one goal. That's the big one. We had the same amount of shots, but we had only one shot on target. They had two. They had more blocks. So I think that right there is the shots on target is the big part. And the other thing I want to go back up here to is once we got in here, we got our 3 substitutes out. Because again, Nico had his yellow card early, so they got Nico out. I thought it'd be interesting. I thought it was interesting to get him out so quick, but I think it's because he already had that yellow card. So you had Jackson Brady come in, and immediately, what did Jackson do?
He fouled.
Yeah, I probably one of the quickest yellow cards, and this is his first appearance as a Red Wolf, and the first thing he does is he gets a yellow card.
He just grabs it and takes it down.
Yeah, and I think that right there, I think he did better, but I think it took him a little while to get better. So then we started seeing that there was another that we gave up a goal. And let me see if I can get this. I think I've got it set up where I could share this.
Cerritos. One of those players takes it forward into the 18. Cerritos shoots it. Cerritos bangs that one in. And Central Valley Fuego have the lead.
Oh, man.
All it takes is a moment.
Oh, sorry. I got that
Breaks
torture
down the
game
pitch.
for you. A little more
Takes the window he has
Uh,
and zips it to that far.
Oh, man. Did you see that little kid out through there that was kind of, he was jumping up and down. Either he's from Fuego or he doesn't know that was the other team. I had gone to see a hockey game when I was a kid, and I went and got the autograph for all the players and found out it was the San Diego players and not the Phoenix players. So afterwards, I was so proud of myself. It was my first hockey game, my first any time to go to pro sports, and I got autographs from the whole players, and I realized it was the other team. So I think it may have been a matter of that.
It's practice for next time you wanted to get
There you go.
your own team.
Either that or the concessions were so good and just got the sugar rush because they had the lattes there. Maybe someone got their kid a latte and he just had that energy.
Something.
It was a decent goal. I'm not gonna lie. It was. What do you think? What do you think?
I think he hit a banger, but that's one of those moments where it looked like there might have been a little miscommunication in the back end. I'm not saying Carlos could have got a hand on it, but I think that Nick Law should have stepped a little bit. He was almost protecting the passing lane and left his goalie exposed. I don't know if he expected Brady to recover and help, but Brady was doing all he could, but he just couldn't get there.
Yeah, Brady was coming in, and I think that with Brady was just getting in his first game in, maybe he needs some more time on there. Honestly, I think Nicola and Williams, vast improvement from last week. Generally speaking, they had this one lapse, and of course, it only takes that one lapse.
Right.
But I think generally they were, they had that back line a lot more solid this week.
They did. They looked good. They limited the opportunities, and what did happen, they handled it well. Just that one moment where lapse in judgment, and he happened to strike the ball really well and put it in the far upper corner, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Hey, we've all been there at the times we've lapsed judgment, so we won't talk about college. But you don't have 2,500 fans there, so watching it at the same. So I'm lucky. I've done plenty of stupid, but thankfully I haven't had 2,500. Not that they did was stupid, but it was frustrating. And I think the big frustration was I felt we seemed the most likely, especially the first half. Second half, not as much, but you are right. We still mostly kept possession, and we mostly, set the tone. But the biggest difference was we did not convert in our chances, and they only needed to take the one, and that's what they got. That's how they got home with all 3 points. So
the frustrating part of that is we had good opportunities in the first half. I think Enriquez had 2 shots that were really solid opportunities. That one went wide right, and the other one went wide left, and then Malingo had his break open, and man, he's fast. That guy's got some legs on him. He's got a motor. It was unfortunate he dinged one off the post and nobody was following to kind of clean up the spill there. But we had opportunity. That's the frustrating part. We were right there.
Having Aaron Lombardi start there on the left, there was a lot of activity, and because last time starting on the left, you had Nico, and Nico obviously does a lot better on the right. And I'm liking when I'm seeing the potential with Nico and Lombardi, but Lombardi in particular, he was getting in there, getting into Williams, or getting it over to Walter, and Enriquez was probably looking the most lively. I think one of the other biggest changes is you had anchoring the middle is our captain, Wally. And I think that really helped Enriquez find his spot, and he didn't have to he wasn't worried about having to drop back because Wally had it covered, and that defensive mid, and I think that opened, that allowed our guys to go forward a lot more. And I think it also just kind of helped everyone stay where they needed to. So he's like a shepherd leading his flock.
He definitely anchors everybody. He's in that midfield position and defensive midfielder for a reason. He's barking out orders, and he's kind of controlling what's happening there and keeping the back line. That may be also a reflection of why we saw, Nick Law and Williams have a little bit better game this week as well. They had, a guiding voice there in the midfield.
Yeah, there's that guiding voice, and he can also pull back a little bit and help sweep a little bit if need be. So and I think that position is one of the better spots to be the captain, because you're seeing what's going on a little better, and you're getting the perspective, I think a clearer perspective. And he's got, if anyone's got street cred, certainly with the fans, it's Wally. Has been there since there. I wonder if we could get a chance to talk to Wally. What do you think?
Let's see.
Hey, Wolfman Jeff with Slim with our good friend
Wally.
Wally, hey, you're the man of the match tonight. Our captain. We salute you. What do you feel about the match tonight?
I think the first half we play well. So in that game it's too tight. We need a big score. And keep the game. So I think the second half we start a little slow, but it's okay. We need to move forward.
Yeah.
And thinking about the Open Cup.
Gotcha. Yeah, the Open Cup is Wednesday. Now again, last week it was the opposite. We started slow and then we picked up second half. We looked very likely in the first half, but there was some questionable calls, especially on handball. Did that impact how the team was feeling?
Yeah, it's like I said before. When we dominated the game, we need to get advanced.
Yeah.
So I need to be score first. And control the game, score the second one, and kill the game. So for me, the first half is pretty good, but some things happen in the soccer.
All right, Mike, what you got?
Well, yeah, I felt like we created some dangerous opportunities throughout the game. What do you think we need to do to finish those opportunities?
Good question. I think we need more guys on the final third, for sure. So I think every play, every ball, the forwards need to be score goals. So need to be work. We need to work more and more to the goals coming.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you've got the captain's armband this year. So how does that change how you approach the game when you're looking not just yourself, but you always were looking for the whole team, but as captain, does that change how you look at the whole match?
For sure. I think the captain need to read the game, read it not just yourself, but read the tactic of the game, read the other team, and help the guys play well.
Yeah. So you had mentioned we got Open Cup Wednesday, and then we play again next week. Who do we host? Who do we play next Saturday? Tormenta. Okay, yeah. So we got quick turnaround. So how are you feeling about hosting Birmingham? We finally get to host an Open Cup. How is the team feeling about that?
With confidence. I think we have a great team to advance it. Yeah.
We do have a great team. We got to see more players that we hadn't seen yet. They've been coming in. That was good to see them on the pitch. So onward, upward. Let's see what damage we could do for Wednesday.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
He'll howl with me.
Yeah.
All right. It's always good talk to Wilefi. And you know what? He howled with me.
You got to howl. So,
Yeah.
in interest of your Ramos rejection, I wore a shirt for you. Nope.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's going to be a common theme, I think, as we try to get people to howl with us. We're going to get a weird smirk out of them, and then some of them may just give us a straight up nope. Well,
Yep.
if he was game, though.
Yeah, he was game. He gets it. He gets it. That's the weird thing is people will either join in or they'll just act like you're crazy, which They have a point. They absolutely have the point.
No doubt, no doubt. Grown men howling, that kind of make me feel a little weird as well.
Well, grown.
I'm one of them that does it, so we're good.
We're grown as in we're not going to mature anymore, but we're definitely not good.
That's about right. Maximum maturity has happened.
All right, so how did it feel as a fan? Being in the stands, the tailgate. Well, what was that atmosphere today? Yesterday.
I think that with the academy being back in town, we had some of our regular people. The tailgate was fun. Everybody playing cornholes, and I encourage anyone that hasn't came out and joined the tailgate to come out with us and have some fun, throw some cornhole, and enjoy the festivities. The match itself, we had much more fan involvement this week. I thought we done really, really well. And we done our march in, which it was better than the last time, and it's going to continue to get better.
Yeah, I think there was a lot more cohesion there. Had a blast at tailgate. Come join us right when you pull in. If you come in from Park Ridge East entrance, right when you come in, right there on the right, the club has some pop-ups set up. We've got some others there. We've got several grills. Come. If you want to have something cooked on the grill, sometimes we got extra, but just bring something with you. We'll throw it on the grill. We will cook it and we will celebrate. Some people always bring extra, and so if you don't have anything, just bring it. If you can bring something, just share it, and we have a good time. It helps get the involvement. You and I got a chance to kind of go over our expectations. They're live, and we'll do that again. I think now we're going to go straight to our Facebook from the site, and then now we've got our channels up a little clearer. So you'll see it on Twitter, you'll see it on Facebook, and you'll see it on YouTube immediately. But we're going to try to get those out early. The other thing is we're going to try to do our just quick thoughts very quickly while we're there still at the stadium, if we can. Having said that, I know you guys will be shocked to hear that they don't pay us to do this. There may be some that pay us not to do this. But this is on our free time when we can get free time. So we're going to try to be as consistent as we can. But this is just as we get extra time, and we both got full-time jobs, and both got families. So if we get some time, it's a little bit less. It's just because life hits us. But we're going to try to be as consistent as possible. Our Spotify channel is up right now. So if you love the content but cannot stand to look at our faces, well, we've got an answer for you. I know. I mean, who wouldn't really?
We're embracing the wolf nature.
The wolf. You can see, or if you want to be like his shirt and go nope to our faces, you could do that on Spotify. Hey, also, if you follow us on Soccer in the South, the Twitter handle is actually Soccer in South, because Soccer in the South was covered by someone who doesn't use it. But if you go to Soccer in South, there's you can follow us on Twitter. That way you can find out. We'll often post the stuff that the PAC does, and the PAC is the supportive side we're part of, and you'll get a chance to see that. So you can look for on Facebook. There's a group called Chattanooga Red Wolves fans or supporters, I think, and so you'll send links to that. But there's also a Twitter handle called the PAC. Chat PAC. At CHATT PAC, I think, for the PAC to follow that. But again, if you follow Soccer in South on Twitter, we will send out those links so you can kind of find out when the meetups are. We'll give you some stuff here. Speaking of meetups, there's something happening midweek. We just played a game, but yet something's happening on Wednesday. Oh, Slim Frady, the real Slim Frady, tell me what's happening on Wednesday.
We are playing Birmingham in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup.
Yeah. So now, for those who don't know who Birmingham Legion are, they're our championship side. If you imagine there's a pyramid for U.S. soccer, and they call it that. The very top is a thing some of you may have heard of called MLS. There's a small group north of us and a small group south of us called Atlanta United and the Nashville SC. And they have really rabid fans. And right now, for the longest time, it was always just Atlanta United fans around us and the people from around. But there's a lot of Nashville SC fans. I think people who weren't affiliated, they realized there's one at Tennessee. That was pretty easy. I don't have an MLS club just yet because I'm originally from Phoenix, and I'm holding out hope that eventually Phoenix will be in MLS. So that's why I don't have an MLS team. It's because I'm holding out. But I do like both Atlanta and Nashville, so there's a lot of stuff. That's the very top. And then you got Championship next. And then third level is Chattanooga. We've got USL League One, which is Chattanooga Red Wolves and the teams that we play. There's another league called NISA that's also third division. And then there's also the MLS Next, I think, which is the B clubs and stuff. Honestly, I think USL League One is the highest of those, but it's my biased opinion. But generally speaking, I think you're going to see more competition with that. Not that the others aren't competitive or good leagues. I think the other ones have really solid teams, and then others that I'm not sure they stay. And so there's another club in town, and they are in NISA. And to be honest, they are one of the best and strongest in NISA. And so, and congratulations to them. And then there's a thing called MLS Next, and the closest one to us is Huntsville. So they're all playing on this Open Cup. And sometimes you get to play those teams below you. Sometimes you play the teams at the same level, or you play teams above you. So we are playing a team above us, and not just a team above us. Not only is Birmingham Championship Club, they are, they're at the top of the league. Well, they got two conferences, East and West, and both teams who are at the top of each have 10 points, if you will, because you get 3 points for a win and a point for a draw. And Birmingham is top, absolutely top, and there's a bit of a gap between them and the next one in the Eastern Conference. They have, Mike, they have 3 wins, 0 losses, and 1 draw. So right now they have an undefeated season. They're off to a very strong start. I think, how many goals that they've got in this year?
They've scored 7 goals and allowed 3.
Yeah, they're allowed 3. So they have a pretty decent keeper. He's had at least 1 clean sheet so far. But the others, is that 2?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, that means that if the other one was a 3, which they were able to win, or at least to draw on, so that must have been a 3-3 draw.
They let 2 goals in one game. They won 3-2 in one game. They won 2-1 in the other game. So they played 4 matches.
Okay. It was 4 matches. I was thinking there was 3. Sorry.
And one was a 0-0 draw.
All right, there you go. Well, that's if you're going to do a draw, kind of like us. Now, one of the top players to watch for, this is, and he's leading his side with goals. I think he's got 3 or 4. His name is Nico Brett. So he's a guy to watch out for. But usually the guy, you want to not just watch the guy that gets the goals, but the person that creates the goals, in other words, sets it in motion. And they have a guy there to keep an eye for, Juan Aguadelo, and Juan is so if Nico gets a goal, it's because Juan did something. He was kind of like Jose Garcia was for us last year, and he's setting up a lot of the plays. And so I think just about every goal they've had, he's had his hand or foot into on some level there.
And no hands.
No hands. Well, you know what? If they get the same refs as we do, they may or may not call it.
Right.
So that was interesting. Yeah, it was fun to ask the coach, if there could be some kind of book that the refs could have to refer to find out about things like handball. But I know Coach can't really speak on that, and it's frustrating because when it's such a clear and obvious. But hopefully we've got some better refs we have for this Wednesday. Now,
it's kind of like MMA. They say don't leave it in the judge's hands. You want to do everything you can just to go ahead and win it, so you don't have to worry about those things.
And if you play like you're in the MMA, you're probably going to get some So do not listen to us. We're just entertainment. We aren't good advice on how to behave during a match. But I do want I think that's in general, not just matches, I guess, just in general. You can be amused by us, but don't do what we tell you.
Yeah.
So the match is going to be on this Wednesday, and it's going to be at 7:30 at CHI Memorial.
Come out and join us. Come on out.
First time to host an Open Cup. So it's not the first Open Cup we've had, but the first time to host. So that's pretty exciting. I'm excited to be out there. Come and join us out there. There will be concessions. We're going to come after work. We're going to come out and root. I'm in section 116, and Slim's in section
114.
All right, but you could be in any section throughout. Just join us, get loud, get rowdy, and it's important to not just cheer when the team does something great, but we cheer so the team does something great because they really can feel that. So we got stiff competition. I know we've not been taking advantage of all of our chances, but you know what? Everyone loves a good David and Goliath story, and so let's see if we can take out this championship side.
I have a feeling if we can see one go in, we'll see many more to follow.
Yeah, I think once we get the first one in, it's gonna start pouring in, and what a good time for it. So, all right. So, what are your thoughts? Who do you expect? What are you expecting for score?
Do you want what my heart says, or do you want what I think's going to happen?
Both. I
Okay,
want it
so
all, baby. I want it all.
you want it all. So my heart tells me that the Red Wolves are going to pull out a victory, something to the nature of 1-0. The reality tells me is it's going to be an uphill climb, and so it wouldn't surprise me if we leave here put out of the U.S. Open Cup.
Yeah,
but the boys got to show up and prove it. Let's go.
It's the time is the good thing is it's a time to prove your mettle, but we're not gonna sugarcoat it. Our backs against the wall on this. And to be honest, we still got bigger things we got to work on. It would have been nice if this match would have been a month or two later. We got our side to gel a little bit more. It is what it is. So I don't know. We also know there's a quick turnaround for us, but it's a quick turnaround for Birmingham too. Birmingham's got they're focused on championship, so maybe they're not going to put their top out through there. So we're going to see. I'm with Slim. My heart says 1-0, and my brain is thinking it may be 1-2 when it's done. But I hope the heart gets what it wants.
The heart wants what it wants.
Heart wants what it wants. Hey, we will see you on Wednesday. We'll try to get a few more interviews. Maybe not for this one because we got to work the next day. But come and join us, howl with us. And you know what? Even if you think I'm the author of Game of Thrones, still come out and say hi to us. So. All right, this has been Soccer in the South with Wolfman Jeff and
Slim Frady.
Ow! I don't have nothing. That's it.